My name is Paige. I'm 39 and I live with my 16-year-old daughter, Paula, and my husband, Mike. I first met Mike 19 years ago. We went to different universities, but we ended up meeting through a student club activity. After graduation, I started working as a nurse while Mike began his career as a doctor. Not long after, we got married. I left my job to become an SAHM. And soon after that, our daughter Paula was born. Back then, I really believed that we would have the perfect picture book family, but the reality turned out to be very different. Mike's family owns a hospital. His father is the director, and it was always expected that Mike would one day take over the business. Even in his younger years, he was driving around in luxury cars like Mercedes, Porsche, BMW, you name it. When we got married, we moved into a spacious house in Tokyo. On the outside, everything looked glamorous, like he was living the life of a wealthy doctor's son. But behind closed doors, it was a completely different story. Mike was unbelievably stingy when it came to his own family. He wouldn't let me spend money freely at all. He insisted I avoid any kind of luxury. I had to cut down our grocery budget to the bare minimum, and even Paula's clothes had to be bought on sale. He would say things like, stock up on daily essentials at the dollar store, or use every last part of the vegetables when you cook. And worst of all, he set a strict household budget, just $350 a month. If I ever went even a little over, he would bombard me with nasty comments.
Hey, Paige!
Yes?
Do you even understand who's earning the money here? You're a housewife and you can't even budget properly?
I'm doing everything I can to save.
Not everything you can. It has to be exact. No excuses.
But it's impossible to stay under $350, especially since you get angry if dinner doesn't have at least 5 different dishes.
Oh, so now you're blaming me!
No, that's not what I meant.
Then cut back even more. That's your job as a housewife. Do you have any idea why I even let you stay home?
Well, then maybe I should start working.
What? You want to humiliate me? What do you think people will say if the wife of a successful doctor has to work?
But I just thought...
Enough! I gave you this beautiful house. I married you even though I could have had anyone. I let you have my child and you still complain? You're already living a privileged life and you don't even see it?
Yes. In fact, I didn't even have the money to fix my broken phone, so I had to keep using an old model with a cracked screen. Mike's stinginess didn't stop at daily expenses. It extended to Paula's education, too. When she was in her final year of middle school, things escalated even further. Mike, I need to talk to you about something.
What is it? I'm busy, so don't start with some nonsense.
Well, Paula wants to go to a private high school.
Private school?
Yeah.
You know how much that costs, and you still come to me with this?
But it's for her future. That school is a specialized program.
Girls are gonna get married anyway. They don't need all that education. There are more important things than studying. Instead of wasting time picking a school, why don't you teach her how to cook or something so I don't look bad when she gets married?
That's not fair. Mike had this ridiculously outdated mindset, and he was so stingy he even tried to withhold money for Paula's education. Fortunately, Paula was an excellent student, and she got a full scholarship to that private school, so at least he couldn't argue about the tuition. But Mike, as typical as he was, started spending more and more time away from home shortly after Paula started high school. He would go out for work, but I noticed he was sneaking out during the day, even on supposed days off, and wouldn't come home until late at night. He insisted it was all business-related, but I had a gut feeling that he had found another woman. It wasn't hard to imagine. He's a doctor, and on top of that, the only son of a hospital director, set to inherit the business. Naturally, that kind of status attracts attention. Honestly, I didn't know what to do, and those days were full of anxiety and doubt. Things kept escalating. It wasn't just the weekend outings or late nights anymore. He started staying out overnight without telling anyone. And to make matters worse, several $100,000 started being withdrawn from our household account every month without explanation. The amount of money being withdrawn at once was enormous, and I started to worry that things could get even worse if this continued. One day, I finally mustered the courage to confront Mike. Hey, Mike, can we talk for a minute?
What is it? I don't have time to listen to whatever nonsense you're gonna say.
There's something I really need to ask you.
Make it quick, I'm busy.
So, I noticed that several $100,000 are being withdrawn from our household account every month. What's that about?
Oh, that's for work-related expenses. None of your business.
Not my business. It's hundreds of thousands of dollars at once.
So what? I said it's work expenses. I earned that money, so you just need to keep quiet and stick to your budget.
And with that, he stormed off to work. As usual, he was arrogant and defensive, getting angry no matter what I said. There was nowhere to turn. And yet, here I was, living every day, scrimping and saving. I could feel all the love I once had for him slowly slipping away, replaced by a hollow emptiness. I had worked so hard. I had saved and supported our family all these years. I had tried to be a perfect wife, never speaking up, always doing what I thought was right. And yet, how could he act like this? He wears that crisp white coat every day because I wash it and iron it for him. He's able to go to work every day as a doctor because I keep the household running. Sure, he earned the money, but it's my efforts that keep the family together to even let him enjoy his indulgences while I silently manage everything. I realized that my feelings for him had shifted entirely. What I once called love had turned into something else. By the time the total withdrawals from our account surpassed 10 million yen, my anger toward Mike became impossible to contain. But things were about to take an even more unexpected turn. It turned out I wasn't the only one growing frustrated with Mike. One day out of nowhere, Paula said, Mom? What's up, sweetie?
Dad, he's cheating, isn't he?
What? You noticed?
Of course I noticed. He's way too sloppy. Does he really think he can hide something that obvious? He's hopeless.
Paula?
And from what I can see, he's already spent a huge amount on her, hasn't he?
Yeah, it looks like it.
So, roughly 66,000?
Wow, Paula, how did you figure that out?
Well, I'm Paula, of course.
But yeah, you are right. In fact, the money in the bank had been withdrawn from our account every month, and I suspected he was keeping a mistress and maybe even renting an apartment for her, buying her lots of designer things.
Really? He doesn't buy anything for you or me, though. That guy's the worst.
Totally.
Mom, we've been putting up with so much, and he's out there enjoying himself with someone else.
Exactly.
Mom, do we even need him?
Huh?
I mean, I don't see any reason to keep him around. If you still feel you need him, maybe you can tolerate it a little longer, but honestly, I don't need him at all. Plus, Mom, you're probably enduring this because of the whole father figure thing, but really, since I don't need him, couldn't we just get rid of him?
Wait, but Paula's words made me think. I realized I had been holding on because I thought Paula needed both her parents. But wasn't that just my own perspective? My own ego? Maybe I was using Paula as an excuse because I didn't have the courage to get a divorce. If Paula says she doesn't need him, why should I cling to Mike any longer? Should I keep making Paula endure his behavior? And most importantly, is this really the life I want for myself? Paula added teasingly.
Mom, haven't you already figured out your answer?
Yes, you're right. What am I doing? How could I have missed something so important all this time? Why didn't I value myself more? I've been sacrificing myself the whole time, and after marriage, I should be respected by my partner. So Paula and I decided to team up and investigate. We started monitoring Mike, withdrawing money from the account he was secretly using, and we even hired a private detective to uncover the identity of his mistress. On the very first Sunday after the investigation began, we got a report. Mike had taken his Porsche out and immediately met up with a woman who appeared to be his mistress in Ginza. The detective was right there, tailing them closely. Next, they went to a supercar show and were seen chatting with someone who looked like a Ferrari dealer. That jerk, is he planning to buy her a car now? Unbelievable! After that, the two of them got back into the Porsche. Apparently their next stop was a luxury hotel for lunch. I told the detective, I want to catch Mike coming out of the hotel, so be ready to call me at that moment. And just as planned, my daughter and I exchanged sly smiles. You see, Paula had a little plan of her own, and finally the moment had arrived.
The hotel entrance has been secured.
Understood. Thank you. The Porsche in the parking lot. That's the only one my husband owns, right?
Yes, that's right.
Got it. Detective, please continue the stakeout at the hotel.
Understood.
Paula, stay here. I'm going to switch cars.
Got it.
At that moment, I rummaged through my bag and pulled something out. What, you ask? Ta-da! A spare key to the Porsche. I had known all along that there was a spare at home. I quickly hopped into the Porsche and drove it straight back to our house. Then I parked it in the driveway, switched back to my own car, and headed to the luxury hotel to meet Paula and the detective again. About an hour later, Mike and the woman returned to the parking lot, arm in arm. He had no idea what was coming. He seemed to notice that the Porsche was gone and started looking around frantically. Then a hand lightly tapped him on the shoulder. "Daddy, gotcha!"
What?
Mike stiffened for a moment, startled. Slowly, he turned around and froze when he saw Paula standing there, smiling. His face went pale instantly.
Why? Paula?
"I caught you, honey." I gave Mike a gentle tap on the opposite shoulder from Paula, just for good measure.
Paige?
The woman was shaking all over, completely speechless. She didn't even know what to say anymore.
Mom, are you going to tell him?
Of course, and I'm not holding back this time. I let her have it. Finally, I could say everything I ever wanted to say, all the things I'd held back for so long, and I was going to lay it all out now. First of all, the Porsche, I left it at home. You won't be using it anymore, and I made sure you can't.
Wait, what do you mean?
I've already dug up everything about your mistress, and today I even invited her parents and husband. They should be arriving any minute now. Everything has been cleared with my lawyer, so from this point on, any discussion will go through legal channels. Of course, we'll be claiming what's rightfully ours, and you won't get away with this for free. Oh, I am so excited. You have been telling me to scrimp and save for years, yet this woman's been letting you indulge her with luxury? Totally unfair, right? I will never forget this, and I will make sure you face consequences in the eyes of society. From now on, you'll never see her again. Consider that a clean break, and you won't have time to waste on your mistress or throwing money around anymore either. And right on cue, the woman's parents and her husband arrived, red-faced and furious. Perfect timing. The woman let out a short, terrified squeal before being dragged away by the 3 people who had come to pick her up. I could already imagine the chaos about to unfold in her household.
All right, your turn now,
Paula said gleefully to Mike.
Wait, hold on. It's a misunderstanding. It's not what you think.
Did you enjoy your little Last Supper?
Wait, it's not.
We haven't had a fancy lunch like that in ages. You're really living it up, aren't you?
Totally, so unfair.
I swear it's not what it looks like. That woman, it's not like she was coming along on purpose. She's a client. It's not an affair.
Huh? You're really going to lie again?
Mom, aren't you going to make him pay? We should just destroy that thing instead of selling it.
Right, let's do that.
Wait, what are you saying?
You don't have to lie anymore. We're getting a divorce.
Divorce?
Now let's get in the car and head home. I got in the car with the detective, Paula, and a flustered Mike and drove home. Our lawyer was already waiting for us. When we got home, Mike saw the Porsche and let out a small sigh of relief.
My Porsche.
Then in the very next moment, Paula swung a metal bat at the side mirror with perfect form. Paula's swing was flawless. Not surprising. She's been playing softball since middle school, and now, as a freshman in high school, she's a starting pitcher and a cleanup batter. After Paula smashed up the Porsche, she didn't stop there. In no time, she had also beaten up the Benz and the BMW. Mike stood there crying as he watched the destruction unfold.
Mom, is this enough?
Yes, it's perfect. Well done, Paula. Thank you.
You two! How could you do this?
How could we? You don't get to say that after betraying your family and sneaking around doing God knows what with another woman.
But my cars!
My cars? Oh, no now. All of these are in your father's name, and guess what? We already got his permission to smash them.
What? Wait, you mean Dad and Mom? They know?
Of course, we told your parents everything. They're furious. They said they'll never forgive you. You've disgraced the family hospital and even hurt their only granddaughter, Paula. They were steaming mad.
Grandpa said, that son is nothing to me. He's fired from the hospital and disowned.
No way!
And Grandma, she said, he'll never set foot in this house again, and I'll sue him for damaging the family's reputation.
Well, Oh well, looks like you've lost your job, your home, your family, your reputation, your money, and your cars. What's left for you? What are you gonna do tomorrow, huh?
Please, Paige, please, I'm begging you, forgive me! I'll apologize. I'll do anything!
Nope, not happening.
Wah!
Why don't you just shack up with your mistress? Oh, wait, she's probably getting divorced and dumped into debt herself. You'll both be broke and miserable. What a perfect match.
No! No!
As for me, I'm going back to work as a nurse at your parents' hospital. Honestly, it'll be so refreshing not having you around. From now on, Paula and I are going to live happily together, so condolences to you. And with that, Mike broke down sobbing, and the lawyer escorted him away in disgrace. Later on, I officially divorced Mike and made sure to hit him with a hefty settlement. Naturally, his mistress also got divorced, and she too ended up paying damages to me. With all that compensation money, I decided to treat myself, so Paula and I went on a little getaway to a hot spring to refresh. Paula, thank you for everything.
See? I told you, Mom. Don't you feel so much better now?
I really do. Thanks to your grandparents' support, and most of all, thanks to you.
You've been carrying everything alone for so long, Mom. But don't worry. Once I become a doctor and take over Grandpa's hospital, I'll make sure you can finally relax.
Thank you, sweetheart. I'm really looking forward to that. Yes, that's Paula's dream. She's working toward becoming a doctor so she can inherit her grandfather's hospital. And honestly, with how brilliant she is, I have no doubt she'll make it.
Thank you for watching! What kind of crazy people will we get to see next? Stay tuned for